is like when I speak on panels, I just
He
like
takes the
before I
long way.
continue. No, no, no. Before I continue, I see us as kings and queens, right? So like I see like there's a queen on my left and there's a king down below. Like regardless, the fact is like we've managed to actually live through life and have an understanding of what the hell has gone on. The fact that we're even having this conversation means a lot, right? You're a descendant of somebody. Now we don't need to explain that, but I'm just saying that sometimes when I'm on panels, right, I don't like just look beyond the face of the avatar, this, that, the other. I look beyond and try to understand the voice and the soul and the spirit, right? And many people don't do that, and that's why I get dots a lot. And I get that. So I appreciate you for allowing me to have this voice. But this is where I'm listening to King because I'm looking at him. He looked like King Tut, right? And I'm like, God damn, everything that's coming out of his
Damn.
damn mouth. Like I'm like, wow, I'm reliving a history that I was taught because it's
Oh
coming out of
wow.
his mouth. This is the dude right now. And I think this is where we're missing a point because, like, whatever the name we're called, Hassan or Simon or Queen Bee, we're um we're here. We've been brought up by people that have lived through generations and exclamations and all types of stuff, and we're just having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But we're privileged, man. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, thank God for me being alive. So I serve you the same grace. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize, but
This is the
I'm
first
gonna
time
kill
I ever
my
heard
life. I'm
Simon
gonna hang
talk
around
this
over here.
like this. I like this Simon. I like this Simon.
I'm sorry.
Because usually I see him on panels and say something that'll piss somebody off. And they be like, I'm dropping you. I'm gonna
They
drop
they
you.
always do that shit. Yeah.
So Hassan, you like history? I think the way
Yeah, yeah, I like history.
oh I used to love history, like social studies in school. I used to love it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Iraq, that's where you're from, right? Iraq.
yeah.
That used to be part of the Babylonian Empire, correct?
Babylonian,
In the Bible.
Mesopotamia. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Babylonian, Mesopotamia. Where we went through down the Assyrian Empire, whatever you can think of. There's a lot of Yazidi. So, for example, in Iraq, we have Assyrian people. They have their own language, their own history, and they're mostly Christian, aka Catholic. Depends who you're talking with. Now, when you tell them they're Arab, they get offended. I'm not Arab. They don't even say I'm from Iraq. They say I'm Assyrian with an A, Assyrian. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when people say Assyrian, what the hell are you talking about? No, you're Iraqi. But they say we're Assyrian. Then you have the Catholic, Kedan. They don't tell you they say I'm a Catholic, Keldani. They don't tell you I'm Iraqi. Then up north, you have Kurds with a K, not Turks, like Turkey, Kurds with a K. They have their own language, their own stuff. They have like their own army. They want to be their own country, Kurdistan, but they're still part of Iraq. Then
Okay.
you have then this is what the confusion comes. Arab, there's Arab Muslim, which a lot of, and there's Arab Christian. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So we'll both have the same culture, but different religions. There's Arab Jews. They're Jewish, but they're Arab. So we share the same culture. We're all Arab. There's Yazidis. They're like a small town and village. They worship. I don't know what the hell they worship, but they got their own little thing. So, and Iraq is also run by tribes. Everybody belongs to a tribe, no matter what religion you are. I'm tribe from this person's tribe. That's how you can know your people and your lineage and your history. So every tribe in Iraq played a role in Iraq history, one way or another. Every sect, every group.
Deep. There's
So
deep history there too.
yeah, yeah, deep history, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
we know what works for us and what doesn't. what people are beefing. It's like in America, every neighborhood, every street, people beefing, gain. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, they just use a different term for it. Um, so that's just Iraq. Then if you include Syria, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, because the Arabs are mixed. Western Asia, which is Jordan, Saudi, Iraq, Syria, Jordan, and then you have the African Arab, Morocco, Egypt, Sudan, Somalia, um, Tunis, the like literally the whole North African, the North African countries, and they have their own culture, their own little way, like their African dance, their African heritage, but they're still Arab and Muslim and Christian. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because um, a lot of people may not know or realize that like Israel is in Asia, not Middle East.
Western Asia, but they
But
still
Asia.
part because the okay now the Middle East. This is what people get it. So the Middle East is North Africa, well, from Egypt to Sudan to Iraq to the whole Arab, and if you add European, which is the island of Cyprus and Turkey. So it's a mixture of all three continents.
Wow,
That
that's interesting.
and then that becomes the Middle East.
I love
So,
this dude.
what made
Now
you laugh at that, Simon?
I'm
and
sorry, like I was trying to hold back. Like, god damn, I was like, what?
yeah, it goes deep. Now here's the thing though. There's Kurds, right? The Kurdish people I was telling you about. Now, not
Hmm.
doesn't mean they're all Iraqis. There's some Kurds from Turkey. There's Kurds Syrian Kurds, and that's what the country. So that's what the Syria. Like there's Assyrian and there's Syria, the country. People mix the two up.
Okay, so yes. Okay. That's a lot
Yeah,
to
yeah.
take in. That's
There's
a
a
lot.
Yeah,
lot.
on face value, but you know, Zion's gonna break this shit down. Yep,
And then,
bro.
well, same thing
Come
if you
on.
go to Nigeria or the Congo, right? You know, like
Hmm.
they have like multiple
Mm.
tribes, multiple languages. It's just not one language. Like each village, each city and town have their own people.
The
E-
whole
And what,
dialect, yeah.
yeah. So once you dig in deeper, like, damn, these are different type of people. True, they live in the
Hmm.
same land. They probably seem to they have one main language. They can understand one another. But if you dig in deeper, it's like different. Everybody operates differently. And plus, if you add religion, okay, those are the Christians, those are the Muslims, those are the Jews, and even with them, they have like their own separate tribe, their own little dance, their own style of music,
Yeah.
and their own little whatever get together event or whatever. Within it's like a country within a country with a
Yeah,
country
like
within.
in Nigeria, I think they got the Yorubas and the Igbos.
Yeah,
Igbo, yeah, that for example. Because there's many other tribes in Nigeria.
yeah, Africa, and that's why Africa, Asia, and Europe we can relate to one another because our history
Hmm.
go like this: empires, kings, dictators,
Yes.
invasions, war. Because we're so close to one, we're literally like one country away. Asia and Europe is like Turkey connected. Africa and Europe is Morocco and Spain. You see, like that's how close we are to one
Close
another.
together.
Yeah. Italians, even though it's Western Europe, but we have a history with Europe, Africa, Middle East, Asia, and all these places. Even in Asia, you know how many tribes and how many different types within one country.
Hmm.
Because when people think of China, they think, oh, it's communist. True, the government is communist and stuff, but there's also Chinese Muslim, there's Chinese Christian, there's
Before it was
Chinese
China, it was broken up in different empires. There
exactly,
was
and each
different
one
empires. It wasn't China. They were different empires within
the
that
Mi-
country.
the Ming Dynasty, the Qin Dynasty. So the best way to explain it, just look at the United States, right, and break it down. Each state is its own country, and each state has their own president in a way. Then, if you break it down even more, let's take California for example. the kingdom of San Diego. That's his own kingdom. The kingdom of Los Angeles. You see what I'm saying? And
Like
then
cities,
somewhere,
different cities, and
yeah. Like each
oh,
city and each town is like his own kingdom. They have their own king or queen ruling. And then one person comes, no, I want it all. And then California becomes my kingdom. And that's how each plays throughout history, you know?
yeah, I
That's why
think
people
that's
don't
what
get along.
we trying to avoid that. We trying to avoid that from over here.
No, but over here it has the same thing though, but in different way. With the gang, the neighborhood, you come from this neighborhood, you
Yeah.
come from that, and there's like shooting back. It's the same thing, but it's over here just using uh different name and without the bombing of tanks and planes and stuff. There's drive-bys and stuff like that.
Gang,
The
gangs
fight,
been gangs been around a long time. Back in the day, they called them bandits.
yeah, and also with that,
Outlaws.
but think about the history of gangs. They started out as defending their neighborhoods, their people,
Yup.
and then
And
it just
then
took a whole life of his, and then
Yes.
they became what they became now.
they got
And a lot of
corrupt.
people don't even know that.
Yup.
So it took one person to ruin everything. So like those
Greed.
greed, anger, selfishness, whatever. They saw too much money in this. Ooh, we can be rich out of this. Let's make as
Hmm.
much money as we can. Yeah. It's like the Cambodians. Have you heard the Cambodia story? In
Yes,
LA,
the
they say
killing fields of the killing fields. You talk about the killing.
yeah.
Oh my God. Cause I watched this lady. She's black and she taught in Korea and she travels in these Asian countries. She went down into Cambodia and she showed the killing fields. Oh my God. I never knew that part of history ever took place. And I think it was the Vietnamese or the Chinese was what saved them.
The Vietnamese,
The
the communist
Vietnamese
Vietnamese.
saved them. Oh my God, so many people just, I can't even talk about it. I couldn't
No, but
even
you know,
live there after, oh God, I can't even,
no, okay. So here's a background. So the group that did all this called the Khmer Rouge. They lasted only 4 or 5. That all that chaos, 5 years from one person. His name was Pol Pot, the leader of that group. So from 1975 or 76 to 79, 2 million people just disappeared.
just, man,
And that person, he never went to prison, never went saw trial. He got to live the rest of his life. He died in 1998, and this happened in the
I don't want him.
70s.
That's probably his spirit trying to stop you from speaking. Go ahead. Go ahead. What'd you say?
Wait, was I cutting off?
Yeah, you had cut
Uh,
off. That
no, I
first.
said the guy.
No, go
So the
ahead. Go
guy
ahead.
the guy that was responsible for this. He he got to live his whole life, and he died in 1998. So that mess that all that happened was in the 70s, from 76 to 79. His name was Pol Pot.
Paul.
So he
Was
never
he a
went to.
Cambodian too, or?
Yeah, Cambodia. He was a communist, and isn't that
Oh my
crazy?
God, he
Even
killed off his own people like that.
Yep.
2 million people of them.
Oh my God, and he could just live out his whole life.
That was the
And
whole thing back then, though. Like it was about how many
No,
people.
but here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. He was communist, right? And who stopped him? The communist Vietnamese stopped
the
him.
Vietnamese saved him,
The
and I knew
communist Vietnamese.
the
So
communists.
even the
Oh,
communists. Yeah, because North Vietnam was communist, and there was South Vietnam, and they became one country. So the communists defeated the communists in Cambodia. So even communists have beef between each other, and it's supposed to be the same idea. You see what I'm saying?
right.
Hmm.
maybe he was just too evil.
Yeah,
They was
yeah.
a saying, but he was just too. He went too far.
Okay, but do you know who's worse than all of them? Even the guy from the leader of the Nazi and all of them.
Oh,
The leader of China, Mao. He's
oh.
responsible, and he's been in power like 48 to 76, and he's
Wasn't that
responsible
when
at
they
least.
had Wait a minute. In the 80s, wasn't it rebelling against that Tiananmen Square
No, no,
incident
no, no. By
happened?
then, no, that's a different leader. By then, he already died in
Oh,
76.
oh,
So
okay.
when
So
Mao was
Mao was a
leader,
different man. But
yeah, yeah,
didn't
he
Mao
was.
save? But didn't Mao save the Chinese from the Japanese or something when the Japanese tried to take over?
Yeah, yeah, they were
Didn't
fighting
he?
another war.
Yeah, didn't he like save them? Oops.
Well, it
He
depends who
he.
you're talking with. Really, depends who you talk with. There's also the Taiwan people fighting against the Korean. So literally, look at it like this: when you solve one problem, you get another problem, and probably that problem is worse than the last one. It's like, damn. But life goes on either way. So Mao, he's responsible for at least 80 million deaths in total, just in China alone.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought it was like, what the hell? But
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, it's just crazy history. And they did fight against the Japanese and kicked them out.
Can,
And
can
then
I ask you a
afterward,
question?
Hello, hello.
yeah,
Can y'all hear
yeah,
me?
I'm here.
Can I
Yeah,
ask you
yeah,
a
now we
question?
can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
My mic went on.
What's the last thing you cooked?
Who me?
Who, me?
Ah, Hassan.
I can't remember. I ate took.
Eggs.
Eggs.
I mean, baked chicken.
Come on, bruh. Eggs. Uh, have you ever experimented with food?
Eggs. That's it.
Yeah, why? What was going on?
All
But
right,
you
but
Muslim, right? You Muslim?
Yeah, yeah.
what kind
Okay,
of?
so he's not eating no pork now. Don't ask him if he eating bacon.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we could be creative. Like, you could be vegetarian, right? I think if you're vegetarian, you could have a bit of a diverse diet, right? So, are you vegetarian, Hassan?
My
No, no,
my
no. I eat meat, but
my
not pork. But
father-in-law
I.
was Muslim.
All right.
Oh,
So, what kind
really?
of
Mm-hmm. My husband, he grew up in Islam.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, go ahead, Simon. You're saying?
No, it's just I was kind of interested in like, do you actually cook? I mean, because you said something about eggs, right? And that's cool. I mean, we could put an omelet together or some shit like that, right? But
Yeah.
do you, do you are you in a position where you have, because your answer was like kind of, oh, that's it, right? Do you have to actually creatively think about like what you gonna eat, or like is that an interest?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
Like,
be right.
Sometimes I think.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I think about it. Ooh, I want to eat this. I want to eat that. Yeah, it's very normal.
what's your favorite food?
Mm. Well, I don't know if you know kebab. I like kebab, which is a Middle
Kebab.
Eastern
We call it,
like
yeah,
shish.
same thing.
Yeah,
Yep. The
rice
the,
with
the
what?
that lamb.
Yeah, lamb meat. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, what did you have today? I mean,
Oh, rice and like some meat with it, beef meat.
hmm So I mean, what do you have someone serving you or something? It sounds like that because it sounds like you don't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
think about it.
yeah. Well, I'm with the family. They make it.
Oh, so they be cooking and stuff, and
Yeah, yeah, and then we just eat.
so is it? I don't know because that's kind of interesting. So you like whatever the family brings up, you're just gonna eat anyway. Like you're not
Yeah,
picky.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not picky. Like, just be appreciative of what you have. If you craving something, then that tell them, hey, just don't make this. I'm gonna get my food, or I want this instead, or I'm gonna go out and get something to eat. So that way they don't go and waste their time and make the food and then they just sit in there.
Hmm. Have you
And they'll be
ever
like,
like tried to surprise them or something? Or ooh, I'm gonna cook for all y'all. Like this is my menu. Have you ever
oh,
tried
no,
that?
no, no. I mean, I want no, 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 no.
Why? Why is that? Like, is that hard
Oh,
work?
well, because
Okay, I'm
I don't
back.
know how to. Because if I knew how to
Hey,
make anything, I'll probably do it, but I don't want to mess it up and
you're
waste
afraid
all
you're
that.
gonna mess it up? Is it?
No, no, it's just be a waste.
Testing,
Don't do
testing.
that.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah.
make sure it's not a
Well,
waste. 'Cause when you wasting
are
stuff,
you in a relationship?
no, not right now.
All right. So what? I mean, when you talk about waste and all that sort of stuff, so
Yeah, because again, the culture and religion. There's people are hungry out here. You can't just. I know people don't care. Some people, but you got to think. Oh no, I'm
No,
grateful. At least
that's
I got
me.
something to eat today.
Mm.
I got something to eat today, something to drink. Not a lot of people can say that. How many
mhm.
people go hungry right now?
Nah, you're totally right on that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, now, what do you cook to eat? What do you
Who are you
cook,
speaking to?
Simon?
Are you speaking to me?
I did say Simon.
Yeah, I cook all day long. I'm a qualified chef, so yeah.
Oh,
I'm
really?
I'm really interested in food. Um,
So, what do you cook today?
er, let me think.
He wanted to know what you ate. He wanted to know
Nah, it's
what you
been a
ate.
long day. I was just like, okay. Uh,
You ain't eating that today?
yeah, I did some. I did something called a potato pie, right? So I
Ooh, potato
I had
pies. I love potatoes.
I had
I love
I
potatoes.